Hey there, amazing listeners. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Transform Yourself, the podcast that is all about empowering you to shed those stubborn pounds and embrace your best self. We are your hosts, Kacy and Tyler, and we have lost a collective 130 pounds. You know me as the Calorie Deficit Queen. We use the 4 M's of fitness, mind shift, meal shift, micro habits, and muscle building to create attainable and sustainable approach to fat loss. Whether you are a fitness enthusiast, a beginner, or maybe you're just curious about making positive changes, Transform Yourself is your go-to source for inspiration, information, and a good dose of motivation. We are going to talk about something really fun, but also super real. We're going to talk about the old us versus the now us. And we're going to walk you through how both of us, me and Tyler, how we used to think, how we used to eat,
how we used to act,
listen, some of it might be a little embarrassing. It's fine. How we used to train.
It is what it is.
It is, right? And we're going to use the 4 M's of fitness approach, the mind shift, meal shift, micro habits, and muscle building, to kind of walk you through old us versus now us. Basically, you're just going to hear all the dumb stuff we used to do, right?
Well, I'm still doing lots of dumb stuff. So let's just get that straight.
And how we learn the hard way what actually works. Some of it might sound familiar. And you might be listening and thinking, ooh, wait a minute. That's me right now. So if I'm giving you an example of the old me and you're thinking, ooh, that sounds like the me now, then you're actually in the perfect spot. You're listening to the right podcast, because this is going to help you understand what those 4 M's can do for you and how it can help change and shift your identity.
Yep.
And I'm not trying to make my clients become...
You don't want them to be self-hating.
Yes.
Because no matter what we say, you're one decision away from doing the right thing. You're one decision away from getting on track.
Absolutely.
You're not stuck where you're at ever. Unless you're in a jail cell, you're not actually stuck.
I try to tell my clients that when we're changing our identity, we're really just becoming an upgraded version of ourselves, right? So you might be becoming the Janie 2.0, right? Just a better version of yourself. So let's start with mind shift. So mind shift is everything, and it's where, it's that first M, inform fit. And if I look back, the old me, my thoughts were completely sabotaging almost all of my results, or my lack of results, I guess is really a great way to say it. The old me, legit, it's if I eat less and less and less, if I restrict, I'm going to lose weight faster. And it was all about how fast I could lose weight. And I would set deadlines for myself. And the new me, now I get it. If you're trying to lose weight fast, you're doing it wrong already.
Yeah.
Because fat loss has no finish line. Fat loss is something that happens through small, sustainable habits over time. Fat loss is not something that happens fast and then boom, you're cured, right? Mm-hmm. That's going to backfire on you. It backfired on me. I was a yo-yo dieter for years. One of the thoughts that I would have, the old me, if I started a new diet, I would eat salads and baby carrots, and then of course somebody would walk in with pizza, and if I had one slice, I blew it.
Well, had one, might as well have 17 more.
Exactly. I blew it. And then I would have an insane amount of pizza And then I would say, well, screw it. I'm just going to go ahead and eat some cookies too. And then, you know what?
And then I'm going to
skip
home.
And then I'm going to skip getting on the scale tomorrow because I don't want to see the damage that I did, because why would I want to do that? Then I'm just going to wait a few days. And you know what? It was Thursday, so I might as well go ahead and spiral into Friday.
It's basically the weekend already.
Right? It's weekend's free time.
Yep.
And so I might as well go ahead and start again on Monday, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly. I feel like that is basically anytime you've ever, not you specifically, but the royal you, or yourself as a listener, has thought like, oh, I'll just, I'll start after my holiday, after the holidays, or after my vacation, or after my birthday. It's like, why? Like, go enjoy your birthday. Go bananas.
Yeah.
But maybe the day after, don't go bananas. You don't have to take an entire weekend.
No, absolutely. In fact, I can tell you, I 100% would have the thought over and over and over again, okay, I'm going to start my diet. I was a school teacher. I'll start my diet this summer when I'm away from school and I have the time to do it. Or if I didn't do it in the summer, I'm going to start my diet when school starts, because then I'm going to have a really rigid schedule and I'll be able to stay on schedule that way. And then I'd start school and then it would not happen.
It's hard. It's a hard thing to break.
It is such a hard thing to break.
I still struggle with that.
Do you?
Absolutely. I think that's a normal response.
But I don't feel like I'm starting and stopping anything. I feel like the now me doesn't have the thought, I'm going to, I don't know, start a diet on XYZ day. I mean, I think...
No, you don't. You just decide, I want to lose 6 pounds, and you just start in that moment.
Yes.
You don't ever... You're not the person, certainly not now, the person who waits.
I don't wait.
You don't wait on anything.
Ever.
Like, literally, okay, so little behind the scenes, like we were literally in our neighbor's pool a month ago, not even a month ago, and we just kind of all casually just started talking about kitchen remodeling, and our neighbors, their parents were there, and they were talking about they got their countertops redone. And you asked, like, but I don't want to pry, but like, how much was it? And they told you, you're like, oh my God, I was expecting it to be
3 times that much.
XXX more. And you're like, well, we're gonna do that.
And the next day.
And literally the next day we were out shopping for countertops and all that. And on Tuesday of next week, the guys are going to be here to start.
We're getting new countertops.
And they're going to they're demoing everything. And it's like, on one hand, it is frustrating because it's like, okay, hold on, let's take a breath and like, let's figure this out. But also at the same time, you definitely don't struggle with analysis paralysis.
I don't. And can I say something about that really quick?
Go for it.
I think the now me takes action so quickly because I've learned what action taking can get you.
It gets you everything.
It gets you everything.
Like
and I've realized
in
business, in life, in fat loss, and because the before me, I was the paralysis by analysis.
I still struggle with
I would
that big
take
time.
Forever to make a decision. Now me, I don't. If I want something, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get started. And I don't care if it's messy. I don't care if I fail, if I do, I'm not scared of failure like I used to be. I would rather take action and get started and do it wrong, learn from that, and then take more action than do nothing at all. Because it's action taking that will get you further in life, further in fat loss, further in business, further in relationships, further in everything than anything else. And yes, you do get frustrated with me sometimes because he's right. If I make a decision, I'm like, that's it. And then it's full speed ahead.
Yes. And it's like, well, hold on. We haven't even talked about a budget. You haven't asked me my thought on it.
Ladies, I mean,
I get it.
Listen, it's house decor. I love you, Tyler, but you're not decorating. You're not deciding on backsplash.
Well, I don't want to, but I would like. I'd like at least like the perception or the.
I'll show you a photo and
show me the mock-up.
Yeah, I'll show you the mock-up of which I made on ChatGPT. Shout out to the last podcast we just did on
also
ChatGPT. Just in case y'all wondered, I literally took a photo of my kitchen and I told Chat. I gave it a really great prompt. I said, "Hey, listen, I want these kind of countertops. I want this type of backsplash. Keep the cabinet colors the same. Give me a kitchen rug. XYZ." And it spit out this beautiful photo of my new designed kitchen, and I'm like, "Ooh, I like this. This is great." And so I already know what it looks like before I have it done. And it's fantastic. So don't go get an interior designer. Tell ChatGPT to be your expert designer for your house, even if it's as simple as a shelf. Like, take a picture of a shelf in your house, because this is not one of my strong suits. I am not good at decorating. So ChatGPT, I'll take a picture of a shelf and I'll say, "Hey, can you please decorate this shelf with only products from Amazon, and show me a picture of what it looks like and link all the products." And then boom, you can now decorate your shelf. And you can even give it a budget if you want. Moving on back to fat loss. Sorry, I kind of went way left field there. Back to thoughts, like old me thoughts, new me thoughts. So old me, when I was in diet phase, old me, I would step on a scale and I might lose like 0.2 pounds. All right, yay, I'm on the right track. Next day I step on the scale, I lose 0.5 pounds. Woo, I'm doing so good. Next day I step on the scale, I'm up 2 pounds. Screw this, and I am pissed. I'm mad. It ruined my day. The rest of my day is shot. Why bother even? Why am I even eating these?
Why am I doing this to myself if I'm not?
Right. If I'm not even seeing progress, screw this. This is stupid. I'm over it. I'm done. Yeah.
And you'd be pissed off the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And I would be like, all right, I'm going to go sleep on the couch again, I guess. I don't know.
It's so legit. I would let the scale determine my mood. And I think about that now and I think, how insane is that? But you were putting all your stock in a number. I sure was. And I was not only putting all my stock in a number, I was putting all my stock in a snapshot of a number. Yes. Instead of an average of a number. I'm telling you, ladies, if you are somebody who looks at the scale, and I know exactly who I'm talking to. You're sitting in your car right now listening to me, or you're going on a walk right now and you're listening to me and you're thinking, oh yeah, sometimes I step on the scale and I see the weight go up and I'm like, oh gosh, I shouldn't have had that cookie yesterday. And you start blaming the food that you ate the day before. Yep, I'm talking to you. Sit in your car right now. Yep, that's you. I know who you are because that was me. I know those thoughts. I would have those thoughts. Stop blaming the cookie you had the day before. Stop looking at the scale and the 2 pounds up and thinking, that's it. I always fail. It's over. It's not working. That number you see on the scale is one data point of many data points. Yes. And I only want you to look at it as a data point amongst many data points. It's kind period. I'm thinking about it as trying to determine my financial worth based upon if I went and looked at my checking account one day a month or just one day a week and that was the only data point I was considering. I wasn't looking at my 401k. I wasn't looking at these other things. I wasn't considering the value of my home. It's like I'm looking at this one little data point that goes up and down because your checking account goes up and down throughout the month. For sure. And it's like, it's not a good way. Like, is it an indicator? Is it something you should absolutely be looking at?
Of course. But it is not the be all end all.
For sure. And when you start realizing that and looking at averages instead of single day snapshots of your weight, you will realize that you were on course all along anyways.
Look at the direction.
It might have been, that you worked out the day before and you were inflamed and holding more water. It might have been that you didn't get much sleep. It might have been, there's so many reasons the scale can be up. But had you just stayed the course and had the thought, you know what? It's okay. I'm determined because I know this one day of snapshot does not define me. And I know if I'm consistent and I trust the process, this is going to work for me. Those are the thoughts. Those are the thoughts that will work in your favor every single time. Now, I'm not saying it's easy to have those thoughts. You have to practice having the right thoughts. People think all the time, okay, listen, it's like working out. You can do 10 bicep curls, but you're not going to have jacked biceps with 10 bicep curls.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do 10 bicep curls with 3 sets 3 times a week for
6 months before see any
right.
different,
before you see anything. The same is true with your brain. Just FYI, you're going to have to put in the reps of having new thoughts over and over. You're going to have to practice having new thoughts over and over again until those new thoughts become the normal thoughts, because your thoughts always drive your actions and your actions drive your results. So this is where we start with thoughts at FormFit. Let's talk about old us versus now us meal shift.
Where do you want to start with that?
Right.
Maybe the fact that I don't DoorDash tacos on a Saturday night, like 75 tacos or whatever it was.
Yeah. Or that the old me, I was afraid of carbs. I actually ate less carbs as the overweight me than I thought I was eating less carbs. Maybe. I don't remember.
I don't remember you being a carb nut.
I was afraid of eating carbs. I was afraid of eating, but I wouldn't touch potatoes. I wouldn't touch pasta. It was something that I just wouldn't eat.
Yeah.
Because I was like, potatoes and pasta, that'll make you fat.
Yeah.
And, now I realize that's insane again, because really it is all about calories. It's all about being in a calorie deficit overall. Now, protein, I wouldn't prioritize protein. In fact, the old me, I didn't eat beef. Now I do. So that's a little bit different for me.
I know.
But
don't you feel so much better now that you eat beef?
The old me, I'm going to bypass that. I would cook with liquid oils, and I would just pour. Pour the liquid oil in a pan.
I think about that sometimes, because when I'd cook eggs, I would pour in olive oil.
A lot of it. Yeah.
Because it's like, it's a healthy fat. It's good. Whereas I was probably adding at least 200
plus.
Yes, I was thinking at least 200 calories worth of oil, which doesn't
do anything.
Doesn't really do anything.
It really doesn't.
And it's so unnecessary for scrambled eggs.
Right.
Versus a spritz of avocado or whatever, or even if I just did spritz of olive oil out of a aerosol thing.
Yeah.
That is 10 calories.
Immeasurably different. Yes.
Like inconsequential amount. Let's see. I know for me, I was all about drinking that booze.
This is true.
Yeah, and that's a whole other, obviously, a topic, podcast, whatever.
Yeah, we probably need to redo that one, but drinking alcohol was definitely a part of our diet.
It was the fourth macro for us. It really was.
Yeah. The Michelob Ultra was the fifth M.
Well, I was Miller Lite or Busch lattes.
Yeah.
Or craft beer. I ran the gambit.
And me, it was all about the tequila and the margaritas. I was a super margarita snob. But yeah, I mean, we would drink a lot of alcohol, and the alcohol, just didn't do us any favors.
It doesn't do you any favors, and it complicates everything else. And I'm not speaking for Kacy or for FormFit. This is my own opinion. So
Go on.
If you're trying to lose weight, alcohol has no place in your diet. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'll take my slings and arrows over that. But that's my personal opinion. I understand. In reality, yes, of course, you could work in.
You could,
thing. But for me,
I had a Zoom with the lady the other day. It was like 2 days ago, and she was drinking a glass of red wine while she was Zooming with me. And I was like, I appreciate your transparency here.
At least you're being straight with me.
I love. She's so cute. I love her.
That's what you tell clients.
But I did tell her, like, before we got off the call, I was like, make sure you track that as at least a 6-ounce pour. I was like, that was not a 4-ounce pour. If you're tracking that as 4 ounces, you need to go back in your tracker and fix that. So
yeah.
I told her that before we got off the call.
Well, and you tell that to I've heard you say this to clients where, like, if you're going to have a drink, but you need to track it. Be honest with yourself. Don't pretend those are not free calories.
Not at all. Old us, we never meal planned when we were if you think about old us living in Spring, Texas, that house that we lived in, I don't think we ever meal prepped once in that house. We didn't have kids. Even in Louisiana, we lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Shout out to those red stickers. But we lived there for 4 years or so. 4 years,
yeah.
And
no, we did not.
We never meal prepped there either.
I'm trying to think, like,
when did we start meal prepping?
2 years ago?
No,
3 years ago? No, like today, like in the current iteration, it has only been a couple of years.
I feel like we've been meal prepping for at least 3 years.
Since
we've lost that.
Okay, so
I would say that
you probably
I for sure have been meal prepping.
I think
for
even
at
when
least
you were
3
still,
years.
I think you did when you were a teacher. I think you were because you made salads a lot.
I did.
Yeah, because I remember. Yes, you did. Now it's coming back to me because I remember cleaning out your car and then being like 3 freaking salad containers been marinated in the front seat of your car in the summer heat.
And I think it was around 2022 when I started meal prepping.
Yeah, I think that's probably about right. That's fair.
Yeah, and you probably caught on around 2023.
I mean, and still, like, my meal prepping today is not as exotic as yours. I cook meat on Sunday and I eat meat on the weekday, and I'm not a paleo carnivore guy. I'm not that guy.
He protein preps.
I'm the protein prepper, and then basically for me today is on a Tuesday afternoon, whenever I go eat lunch, I will go warm up the meat, and then whatever else is in the fridge that's a leftover that goes with it. So I obviously, like, I have a little bit of a luxury that some people don't have because my fridge is in my office, essentially.
Yeah.
So, like, but that's the way it works for me.
Yeah.
If it didn't work that way, I'd have to have another plan.
And just FYI, because we're about to have our kitchen renovated. In other words, we're going to have, like, no countertops, no kitchen. I'm going to have, like, no kitchen for 2 weeks. That's going to be tough with my job, right? So you know what I did, y'all? I went to the grocery store with an insane list this morning, and I came home and I meal prepped 15 dinners in freezer bags that can all be made in a crock pot. Yeah. So I have 2 weeks worth of freezer meals, literally going to go grab them out of the freezer in our garage, throw one in a crock pot, which we have in our living area now. We have a little setup area, and boom, I don't have to think about dinner for the entire time our kitchen is being renovated because, y'all, I made a plan.
Yep.
I'm not going to wing it. Our contractor made a joke a week ago or so when he met with us. He's like, "Oh, everybody's going to be so mad. They have to go to McDonald's every night when we're doing the work." And I thought to myself,
when he was saying that, I was thinking, like,
jokes.
brother, you don't know who we are. Like, that is definitely not going to happen.
I was like, "Oh no, we are not going to McDonald's."
It's like, and it's not just because we don't want to go eat at McDonald's. Like, that's just not the way things work here. Like,
I am cooking, and I am cooking healthy.
Yeah,
even without a kitchen.
Yes, it is happening. It'll be nothing but air fryer food and
crock-pot food, air fryer food. I can deal with that.
That's for 2 weeks. I mean, it's really, to be honest, it's really not that different.
So clearly, now we meal prep. I mean, it's just part of our weekends. It's what we do. And I'm not saying every weekend is perfect. There are,
like, next weekend
we're going out of town. We're going to be gone Friday through and come back Sunday. But that's okay. What's going to happen is, knowing that that's going to happen, we will have some meat ready to go onto the grill, possibly on Monday.
Well, I can do that even on Sunday evening.
Yeah.
And that way that part's done.
And I already have the 2 weeks worth of dinners done.
Yeah.
I did that today.
Well, so it's not even that big of a deal.
So I don't have to meal prep. I don't have to meal prep dinners for a couple of weeks. And all you have to do is grill some chicken on the weekend. Which
honestly, that's not difficult. That, it's a little bit of prep and cleanup, but
easy stuff.
It sits on the grill for an hour and a half.
I mean, the old me, I was the person with meal shift. I would restrict binge. And the now me, like, we understand now not to restrict food. We understand now that pizza is not bad. We understand now that ice cream is not bad. We understand that we can have pizza, we can have ice cream, but we just have to do so in moderation. We can't do it and then spiral. So that for sure is a difference between old us and now us.
Yeah.
On to micro habits. So old us, we would set unrealistic habits, like drinking a gallon of water a day. Do you remember when the neighbors and us, we did like a challenge with each other where we were all trying to drink a gallon of water a day and do like 10 burpees or more than that a day? I don't remember.
We even took turns like picking challenges, and I remember I picked something that was like stupid. Like it was like really hard, and it was like unnecessarily hard to do.
Yes.
It was something like 100 push-ups a day.
I don't know.
For a bunch of middle-aged people that were like kind of getting started. Like, that's not smart or realistic.
Right?
That was dumb.
This was like during the COVID era. So yeah, our neighbors and us, we were, always hanging out, and we created goals for each other. But I do remember the gallon of water thing, and that was so hard to do. But I remember doing it for like 2 or 3 days and then being like, I'm over this. I can't do it anymore. And that's just it. I would set macro habits. I wouldn't set micro habits. I would set huge, unrealistic habits. And now I know, like, you don't start with an unrealistic goal. You need to start small and then build, because otherwise you're going to quit, and that's definitely not going to get you to your goal.
Yeah.
So
kind of like, do you remember several years ago I tried doing 75 hard with some people?
Yes.
And I don't even remember what all of it is, but it's like this huge list of these are all great activities. It was like one workout a day, but you have to, and then like a walk or a run with it, and then you had to read 10 pages in a book. And you had to do, it was like just a list of things to do every day. And you did it for 75 days in a row. Otherwise, you suck at life and you're not a badass like us. And, all that does is it
sets you up for failure.
Sets you up for failure. And then it's like, oh, you only read 9 pages today, bro. You suck. Start over. Day 1 again. Better get some next time, sucker. Like, that's so dumb.
It is dumb.
It's so dumb and unrealistic, and it is counterproductive, because you're gonna fail. 99% of people are gonna fail, and then when they do, they're gonna end up worse off, because then they're gonna be disenfranchised.
Instead of 75 hard, I'd rather you do 365 consistent.
Yes, absolutely. It is better to be consistently good than occasionally great.
For sure.
Nick Bear says that. That like is like one of the most. That's like the most. I should get that as a tattoo. That is such an important thing to remember.
You don't have it. You're not getting a tattoo.
I know. I'm not getting a tattoo. I'm not starting getting tatted up at 42. That would be not all right.
Also, old me, as a micro habit that I have now, like the new me. Let me talk about new me real quick. The new me, I walk. And going on a walk, like after dinner with the family, or going on a walk in the middle of the day, or getting on the treadmill for 30 minutes in the morning when I'm at the gym, that's just part of my day. That's just normal for me. Old me, you know what? I thought walking was pointless. I legit thought walking was a waste of time.
Why are you wasting your time with the walk, man?
Right?
You could be out doing sprints.
You could be out running, right?
Like, why are you wasting your time? Like, I thought that.
If I was not drenched in sweat, I felt like I wasn't working, or it wasn't going to work.
Yeah,
and listen,
it's not to say that running doesn't have a place. It doesn't have a specific outcome if that is your goal, but if you're just walking for wellness and just for overall health and like maybe to burn some calories, there's not a huge difference between running and walking, and you're doing a lot less wear and tear on your body.
And now daily walks, they're just one of our most grounded, fat loss friendly habits that we do, and it's kind of a non-negotiable for both of us, and it's one of the most powerful fat loss tools that we have.
Yes. I think it's more. I put actually walking up on a little bit of a pedestal, because like a couple years ago when I was running the marathon, or when I was in that whole phase of my life, like I ran every day.
You did
every freaking day.
Yep.
And really, kind of since I've started walking the past year, like I don't run at all. I maybe run like once a week, maybe.
That's okay though.
But like I'm not training for that. Like I just want to maintain a good level of fitness.
And walking can do that.
And walking does that.
Absolutely.
Plus, there's a whole mental aspect, because then it's like I can listen to a podcast or listen to a book.
You can get sunshine.
You can get sunshine. And, obviously, like you are getting exercise. You are getting your heart rate up. Like we're not talking about a leisurely stroll. We're talking about like you're walking, like you're getting after it.
And muscle building. Let's get into that.
This is my favorite. This is where I feel like after the marathon running phase of my life ended, and then I kind of got into lifting, like I had forgotten how much I liked it more than running. And like I liked running, but the lifting part I think has made my life so much better.
Oh, absolutely. Lifting weights has made life so incredibly great for both of us. The old me, I thought cardio was queen. And strength training, I was like, meh, I don't want to do it. That's boring. Here's the deal. Now us, strength training is the cornerstone of our fitness. It is what we do. We hardly go, a few days without it. In fact, I had some odd headaches this last week, and I ended up at a doctor visit because of it, and she told me, she's like, I need you to lay off the strength training for about 3 to 5 days. And I looked at her and I was like,
lady, do you know who I am? Hey, listen here.
I didn't even say anything, but I looked at her and
did you just like hold your arm up and like you just did like a bicep pose? No. And you're just like, does this look like it takes 3 days off of lifting, sweetheart?
No, but you know what?
You should have.
She did walk into the room and she said, the first thing she said to me, this first doctor visit with this doctor, by the way, she's like, oh, I want those arms.
I swear, making your head even bigger. You're like, now I got to be treated for a big head.
Yeah. So then she told me not to train. I was like, oh.
Yes, I agree with you with what was going on.
But I listened to her. I listened to her. But come Monday, y'all, it's time to go back. Come Monday, the time is up. Going to the gym. So now listen, cardio, it supports us in our fitness levels, but it is not what changes us. Muscle is what has changed us. And old me, I thought lifting was for bodybuilders. right? I thought only gym bros and bodybuilders did that. And I was also somebody who would say, I just want to look toned. Well, I didn't understand.
I just want to tone.
I didn't understand that building muscle is what makes you look what women call toned. The sculpted look that comes from lifting, and it's not going to make you bulky. If you are looking for weight loss resources, I do have a new cookbook called Desserts in a Deficit. So if you do like sugar, listen, I have a dessert cookbook, 64 low calorie desserts. Yes, it does use sugars like stevia or sugars like Swerve or Splenda. Most of the 0 calorie sugars you can sub for each other if you have one that you love over another. Of the 64 desserts, 32 of them are single serve, so that if you have a problem with portion control, then you can look and make the single serve desserts and start there. It's a great place to start. If you want to find that low calorie desserts cookbook, you can find it at thecaloriedeficitqueen.com. If you want to calculate your calorie deficit or maybe calculate your protein goal, you can do that for free at thecaloriedeficitqueen.com. Click on the Getting Started tab. Maybe if you're looking for other low-calorie cookbooks like my 3-step meal prep, teaching you an easy way to meal prep, giving you done-for-you meal prep plans, macros, all of that, thecaloriedeficitqueen.com. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Transform Yourself. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, share the love, and until next time, keep shining, keep smiling, and keep transforming yourself.
Adios.